How's it going, YouTube? My name is Zach Calvin, and in front of me is my 2025 BMW S1000RR. Today's video is a controversial topic. Should you tune your brand new motorcycle and risk voiding the warranty? We're gonna be doing two things in this video. One, we're installing a new exhaust, and two, we're gonna be installing a BT Moto tune. Okay, before we start tearing this bike apart to install the new exhaust, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. The big question that everyone has is, does tuning these motorcycles void the warranty? Now, let me preface this by saying this is the conclusion I found in my research, but I would strongly encourage each of you to do your own research. For me, I wasn't gonna I spent $30,000 on this motorcycle. I wasn't going to spend that kind of money, install an exhaust, some freak accident happened, because here's the thing, these engines are assembled in masses, these motorcycles are assembled in masses. There could be assembly issues that result in a catastrophic failure, and then imagine BMW doesn't cover the engine. I'm spending another $15,000 to $20,000 to put a new engine in a bike that I just spent $30,000 on, right? So for me, I was very skeptical. The BMW dealership that I purchased my motorcycle from, they actually sell BT Moto tunes. And if they're selling this product, kind of encouraging people to use this, I think it's gonna be kind of hard for them to then say, oh, we're not gonna replace the engine under warranty. We're not gonna do this under warranty because you have it tuned, right? That's kind of my thought process. So after spending hours on the phone with BMW, I finally got a hold of someone and I asked them the question. Now, they gave me a very political answer. So they didn't tell me, yes, it will void your warranty. No, it will not. They said ultimately every single claim is processed on a case-by-case basis. There's a lot of variables that go into determining whether something is covered by warranty or not. Now, ultimately, they said they very rarely will void a warranty. They may deny certain warranty claims, but the example I gave them, I was very direct. I said, listen, I want to install an aftermarket exhaust, and I want to install a tune that you guys sell at your dealership. Will this void the warranty? The direct answer was no. I followed up the question. I said, will this result in a warranty denial, right? If I had to file a claim, a warranty claim, would those two things result in a denial? And she very directly told me no. So with that, I'm very confident in doing these modifications. Again, all I'm doing right now is a full exhaust and a stage 1 tune from BT Moto. So I'm gonna walk you guys through that process in this video. Let's jump into it. I ordered an exhaust from Austin Racing, which they're in the United Kingdom. It's a 4-month wait. I could not go. I've put, let's see how many miles I've put on this bike now. I've put like 600 miles on the bike. Basically just enough for first service. Such a long startup. Low fuel, yes, thank you so much for that. Whoops, didn't mean to do the DTC one. There we go. 650 miles. So 650 miles is what I put on this bike. I could not go another 650 miles with how bad this exhaust sounds. So I ordered an Austin Racing, but I still don't want to wait the 4 months. I went ahead and picked up an M4 full system, but this is good for y'all because I'm going to show you a sound comparison for the stock exhaust, so the factory exhaust. Then I will show you a sound comparison for a full SC Project exhaust. Then I'm going to show you a sound clip for the M4. This is a full system, but this is stainless. Now, I've ran M4 on my bikes before, but never an S1000, so I'm curious to hear how it's going to sound. And this is a pretty affordable kit. This full system was $1,600 USD. The Austin Racing one that I bought was $3,000. So let's go ahead and take everything apart. I'm going to also install, here we have the radiator kind of protector and also the oil cooler protector, because last thing you want to do, let me go ahead and show you on these factory bikes, last thing you want to do is have a rock or something come up into your radiator and jack things up. So just for peace of mind, that only costs a couple $100. That's the other thing, guys. I am not sponsored by Austin Racing. I'm not sponsored by M4 or any of these parts. I'm just showing you what works well for me. You know, again, if you're spending that kind of money on this motorcycle, you're not going to want to just go and blow a ton of money. You don't want to do what I just did, right? I just spent $3,000 on an Austin Racing exhaust. Now I'm spending another $1,600 on this exhaust. I'm giving you guys the sound comparison so you can choose what you like, what you dislike. That way you're getting the best bang for your buck. Since I'm doing this and there's not a lot of videos on 2025s yet, I would love if you just left a thumbs up on this video. Leave your feedback in the comments. That's gonna really help me. Otherwise, let's go ahead and start disassembling all these fairings. All right, so I went ahead and took off the rear O2s. The front O2s are a different size. I used a 17 millimeter to get those off. This one looks like it's 21. I'm gonna take, I don't know what needs to come off, but looking at it visually, the two knock sensors probably need to come off. This looks like it's enough out of the way, but then you've also got the lower kind of oil cooler / radiator bracket. I'm gonna take that off. So 1, 2, on the other side is 3. And then the O2 sensors, and I think that'll be enough. Once I crack these loose, it should be able to slide out, but we're gonna wing it. And there's the difference, boys. So let's do the quick test. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people hate on M4, at least when it comes to BMWs. There's a lot of M4 guys on Suzuki's. So I used to have a Gixxer 1000, always ran M4, love the look of it. These are beautifully manufactured, all TIG welded. So even though this is stainless steel, and this is too, it's still gonna be way lighter. All right, let's go ahead and weigh this. Pull it up on here. So 24.6 pounds is the factory headers and exhaust. And now we're gonna go ahead and put the M4 system on there. It might not even register. 12 pounds. So 25 pounds, 12 pounds, you save 13 pounds with this system. That's pretty incredible. I know other systems like titanium systems, you can get down to 9 pounds, I think I've seen. But for me, actually 8 pounds maybe, I don't know. But for me, a couple pounds difference isn't a huge deal. Like I said, this looks incredible. I know I ordered the Austin Racing, but if that doesn't ship soon, I might cancel my order if I like the sound of this. Now, it's mainly with stainless that you have this issue, I'm sorry, it's mainly with titanium that you have this issue, but just to be safe, wipe everything down, make sure there's no oils, because I want to keep this nice finish. Ignore the long wires. I'm going to fix all that. Now, one thing about the M4 headers that I'm curious about is the O2s are very close to one another. So the exhaust from a 2024 and up, like they'll fit one another. But where the primary O2s are on the factory exhaust is all the way up here at the top. And then where the secondaries are is probably another 8 inches or so from these. Now, if you look at the M4 system and most systems on the market, they've got them very close together. And also the primaries are all the way back here instead of towards the front. So I'm gonna talk to my tuner and see if that's gonna cause an issue. But for now, we're gonna fire it up. Oh yeah, that sounds so good. All right, we got the M4 exhaust on the 2025 S1000RR. This is a full system. I'm gonna do a quick ride for you guys. I've also got a GoPro set up. I have no idea how well this is gonna work, but I wanna give you guys some good clips. We've also got the BT Moto Stage 1 tune on the bike, so this will be the first time I'm riding it. It's supposed to improve the throttle response, overall power. First and second gear, these bikes are restricted by like 60 horsepower. So, I mean, it's honestly slower than like a 400cc bike in first and second gear. BT Moto Tune also tweaks the quick shifter, so it should be just smoother shifts. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump on the bike, see how she feels. Again, no idea if this is gonna fly off. I don't have gear on or anything right now, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. But I do wanna give you guys some sound clips. This is a full system. but it's one of the more affordable ones. I've always had it on my other bikes and it sounds incredible, so I don't think there's any reason y'all shouldn't get this. I think it's a pretty slept on system. Yeah, it's gonna be tight not to knock off the GoPro. Gonna do the best I can, guys. Again, I don't have gear on or anything, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. I say that, but we'll see. The throttle and it just freaking rips. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm definitely gonna get in trouble with this tune. This thing is so spicy. Oh, the downshifts are incredible. Oh my God. Oh my God. This thing is nuts. I mean, a bike is just so much more enjoyable when it has a good exhaust on it. GoPro seems to be doing well. We love that. I'm not sure how the sound is going to be, guys, but I did the best I can to put a mic inside the helmet. Now, I will say this. Oh my God, just listen to those crispy downshifts. Oh, baby. Sounds so good. Second gear. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Oh, so good. Downshifts. Oh, I mean, honestly, guys, for 1,500 bucks, like, you can't beat this. Now, like I mentioned, I did spend $3 grand on the Austin Racing exhaust because that's like my dream exhaust. But I've always had M4 on all of my 1000s. My Gixxer 1000s, I should say. Such a good sounding note, and the downshifts. Oh my gosh, it does not get better than that. I'm very, very impressed. Alright, I am incredibly impressed with how this thing sounds. So impressed with how this thing sounds. And it looks freaking phenomenal. So while I was at it installing the full system, I went ahead and did the RNG oil cooler guard and the radiator guard. She's coming together. Again, this bike is only a couple months old. BT Moto does offer a stage 2 tune. I might do that because right now it's 10% off on their products. I think that's a no-brainer. And again, the reason I went with BT Moto is because you can tune these bikes and it does not void the warranty. They made a couple videos about it, but I was skeptical, so I ended up calling a bunch of dealerships. Some dealerships told me it would void the warranty. Other dealerships told me they wouldn't. I ended up calling BMW, and BMW ultimately said they would not void the warranty just for the BT Moto tune. There would have to be other variables involved. You're not doing the maintenance, you're rev bombing it all the time, things like that. Again, that's something you're gonna have to weigh out. Is that a risk that you want to take? For me, like I told you guys, I didn't really enjoy riding the bike when it was stock, but I absolutely, this is just the first ride, but I absolutely love how the bike sounds. I love how it performs. All of this is TIG welded. It weighs half of what the factory system does. So in my opinion, spending close to 30 grand on these bikes, $1,500 for a full system is phenomenal. And then with the tune, you know, you're spending, let's say, a little over $2,000, and it completely changes the bike. When the Austin Racing exhaust comes in, I'll be sure to upload another video, but that does it for this time, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Now, if you didn't know, on these bikes, they have launch control from factory. If I can remember correctly, I think you hold the start button. All right, yeah, so now it's in launch control, and then you just kind of rev into it. Oh my God. That sounds incredible. Oh, look at this dog. You're fast as frick, boy.